I guess we'll start out nice and simple. What's your background?
So I have family from Trinidad, and that family, we don't see each other in person often because obviously they are very far south, a little further than Florida. And because of that, we usually only speak through video calls and stuff like that. So a lot of my thought processes and art is related to that distance. And then my other side of my family is all artists. So like my mother is a photographer, so she put me through every art workshop you can basically imagine. I took stained glass making for like 3 years. That's the only thing I remember from that is how pretty I thought this glass was. But yeah.
What does your work aim to say?
So a lot of my work is talking about like my identity with race and stuff like that. Like connecting back to the family in Trinidad. I have the one piece which is identity, where the girl in it has very little details on her skin when she's in the bathroom, but there's like the wall behind her has the earth and like the continents on it, which was like very specifically done because talking about just commenting on feeling distant or just relating to different places on the earth or missing those places, stuff like that.
On top of personal reflection, how does your work comment on any social or political issues?
My work tries to make social or political issues personal because my work is usually me talking about how those bigger issues have like impacted me on a smaller scale. Like if you think about just heritage and stuff, I don't talk about it on like a big, wide, global scale for like political issues. I just make it personal to me, I guess.
So even the most personal artists are influenced by something. Who are your biggest influences?
So there are two artists that I look up to a lot. There is Holly Warburton, and then there is Hannah Locke. And Hannah Locke does these like really, really beautiful kind of sketchy pencil drawings where, I don't know, there's something about the way she like uses lines and colors more than like focuses on realism and stuff. And Holly Warburton uses color more than anything, and the way she uses color for her, especially her digital work, is very sketchy, but like it is gorgeous. So I think I try to blend both of their styles into my works, especially with the color pencil that I did, where I focused a lot on how Hannah Locke kind of does hers. I also really love the intimism art movement, which is like, it's kind of trying to portray like small spaces that are like slice of life spaces, but like in a Claude Monet kind of way, you know?
How have you developed your art making?
I stare at art a lot. I don't think I use my hands for art as much as I use my eyes, which is probably not like the greatest thing because I think your hands are pretty important in art, but I look at art a lot more than I draw it because I think looking at other people's art is the absolute coolest thing to do ever. Just stare at it for hours and like learn from that and learn about art.
How do you navigate the art world?
I don't. I am a free floater. I just, you ever go to galleries and you're like, wow, this is a pretty in-depth, complicated world that I am looking at, and then you're like, I'm not really a part of it, but I think it's cool to look at. Look at that. Look at all the people in this gallery.
Which current art world trends are you following?
I don't really keep up with trends. I'm sure they influence me when I'm not thinking about it, but I do look at, a lot of people use bright colors for their art instead of like more neutral colors like I think a lot of older artists used to, and that like a really neon kind of or just vibrant colors for like modern things, and I think I fall into that. I also like using people to represent ideas instead of just like, I don't know, throwing the ideas onto the campus without having like people personally involved, which I think a lot of artists have been doing recently, is using themselves for their commentary.